bulky but lightweight items like this sleeping bag here that only barely weighs more than a pound, I don't want to put all that sort of stuff on one side and all the heavy dense items on the other. The bag will want to keep drooping down to one side for when it comes to soft luggage. Even in a hard luggage situation, I would still try and balance my weight reasonably, ideally with the heavy stuff near the bottom. So this is just a volume check overall, so I don't need to get too crazy about the specifics right now because we're just making sure we have the space. So I'm going to throw both of these tubes in, and we're assuming here that this is a solo trip, just me, so I am going to bring an extra tube of each type because I like that. Everything else for now, for purpose of this video, I'm just going to kind of throw here at the bottom. I'm not going to worry too much about where it's located. We're just doing a volume check. I'm going to get all this gear in here. Everything that I know needs to be in this space, I'm going to put in the bag. Again, keeping the heavy, dense items near the bottom. Again, this bag is 35 liters of space. Now I'm going to start working on my bulky items, and that'll actually probably cause me to change my mind on where some things are, because the three main bulky items are kind of compressible. So once we get those in, we can kind of get them to move aside and maintain the volume of the bag. Inflatable sleeping pad. Now, with just those three items going in, we've already eaten up a lot of the space that's in our bag. There's a lot of nooks and crannies around, though, that we can start working stuff into. Another note, by the way, this chair, it doesn't really matter if this gets wet. Its main body is mesh, so you can take it out and shake all the rain out of it. So I've used this exact camping bag setup and luggage setup before, and I ended up putting this on top like that and just making sure it was strapped on good. So we're going to assume we're going to do that this time as well. Everything else will still have to fit inside, though. So, again, we've got lots of warm layers here, so this must be a really cold trip that we're planning. Or one where weather we know is likely to be very erratic. So I'm just stuffing my clothes in here now. Again, just a volume check. We're starting to use up a lot of our space, which is fine. I can clearly still close this. Got my rain gear. That's where I like these side access panels, because it lets me get to that rain gear quickly. The very advanced and delicate method of stuffing it until it fits. So that rain gear is going to be nice and accessible. That's going to be very, very convenient, because while that's strapped on the bike, you can quickly get to that rain gear, stay dry. This is another insulation layer for my chest that, quite frankly, because I've got that fleece and this, I really only need one of them. I don't need both. But what I've just done is found out, and this, by the way, can fit easily in the back pocket of my jacket. So that's covered. So can a water bottle or a Gatorade bottle, and I like it there because I can stop and pull it out. But if I'm using a hydration pack, probably don't actually need that anyway. These miscellaneous electronics items, I like those in a pocket, along, you know, on one of the opposite side of wherever my wallet is. These go in the other one, along with that camera. I forgot to put my wire ties in, but again, just for volume purposes, everything's in here, and I'm going to be able to close this zipper. Not going to have a lot of extra space. So this was 35 liters. Our hydration pack, it's probably only about 3 liters at most. There's actually still quite a lot of room in here. So my snacks, and I can even put my electronics in here if I wanted to. I can take my tent footprint made out of Tyvek. I can stuff that in here, no problem. And it doesn't add much weight at that point. And I'm pretty much set. But I have a lot of clothes with me. Ideally, if I'm going to go for more than, say, a weekend, I'm probably going to want some extra sets of underwear, some socks, a couple of extra shirts, just so I have them. And I could easily take out one of these thick warmth layers, because I have a lot of warmth in here, and just set that aside, not bring that. Gives me a little more room for some extra shirts and socks and that sort of stuff. Give me some space, give me some room. Give me some clothes. That's the word I meant. So, this is just a quick effort to check the volume. Couple of notes. This particular bag is not waterproof. I was caught in a downpour up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, north of Houghton Hancock. It was just a complete downpour for the entire day, and it had rained the entire night before while I was camped. It was just the most ridiculous amount of rain ever. The entire trail that I was on was pretty much a river for about an hour. And I did not go like this. I don't just put my clothes in here like that. It's best to have those in a garbage bag. If they're in the center where they're not rubbing on anything, that's probably fine. Trash compactor bag is better, a little thicker. Even better than that is actually to use dry bags like these. These are vinyl dry bags. I have them because I kayak tour as well. This is like a little 3-liter bag. It's completely waterproof and takes a lot of abuse. Put my clothes in there and then put this inside here. The only downside is when you're putting round objects, bulky objects like that in, you have to kind of fill things in between the cracks and take your time packing a little bit because you lose a little volume doing that. Still completely doable though. That way if it's pouring down rain and you need to take things out of your bag, you can pull these out, set it right on the trail, and this will keep all your clothes dry. You'll need a couple of these most likely. So that kind of gives us a basic idea for volume. The next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my luggage completely, put everything in that, and just show you what that looks like as well.